Hello, world. My name is Z, or you can call me Mr. Z. I am a web developer, and I am also a consultant at Z World Webs. My one goal is to develop custom websites that are specifically catered to your organization's needs. I completely understand that building a website is an exhilarating, exciting, and significant step in connecting with your audience. Your organization has the potential to make a meaningful impact, whether it's supporting animal rights, advocating for equality, combating human trafficking, or honoring the brave individuals who have served our country. Your mission is too important to be held back by the challenges a website can present. And I am here to ensure that your website works for you, not against you. Whether it's maintaining, developing, or redeveloping a custom website that is specifically catered to your needs. And with that being said, I would be more than delighted to learn more about your organization and, of course, develop a website Z World is waiting for.
Hello, my name is Zach Clayton. Mission for Healthy Heroes is more than just a broadcast. It's a commitment to the people who put their well-being aside so the rest of us can live a safer, healthier life. On Sunday, February 22nd, we're hosting a 22-hour event filled with stories, resources, and conversations that truly matter. And I'm asking you for something simple but meaningful. Just 22 minutes. 22 minutes to watch. 22 minutes to participate. 22 minutes to show our heroes they're not alone. Scan the QR code for details, mark your calendar for February 22nd, and join us in lifting up people who always lift us.
Born into a real fight wasn't right. Where can she dream here? Took a hold of her life, left at night, stepping out of her fear. Bring me home, out alone.
So just a real pressure type guilt thing here going on. Theron, this is a call out. You participated our first year of Mission for Healthy Heroes. You came on and you performed a song live. I think you need to get back on here and do it again. So once again, I want to thank Theron for being a huge part of everything that we do here at Community Pay It Forward. That song is one of my favorite songs by him. He is a brother, one of my writing companions. He is just one of the best people I've ever had a chance to be around. One of the other people who are participating this year in the Mission for Healthy Heroes is our dear friend, Aviva.
In energy work, energy psychology, you're helping a person understand. We can get a little closer to what that pain is without being overwhelmed, without being frightened, and we can sort of look at it and take care of it. Because the whole thing about PTSD and other avoidance or difficulty in handling a memory is that we're trying to not see it. We're trying to just say, stay over there, stay back there, stay under the surface. And that in itself causes a lot of problems because nature wants to heal. There's healing inherent in nature. So
And to more people who are participating in that as we slam stuff around and have a big dog jumping up and doing things, making a racket. Our dear friend Lynn Sabulski, rabid dogs, fun things happen here. And my wife, Adrian Clayton. How are you both today?
So far, so good. How are you guys?
Well, we don't have any dogs missing skin yet, so I guess we're going okay. That was an interesting way to begin the show, but we're going pretty good. Hey, Lynn, you are going to be joining us, and we've been promoting a one of the things that you've said about how tarot reading and what you do, the tea leaf reading and stuff like that, can be therapeutic to some people. And why don't you go on ahead and just give us like a brief synopsis of that while we're all here on your show?
Sure. People wonder what is involved in intuitive work, what part of the brain, and the answer is there are lots of different parts of the brain involved in intuitive work, just like there are lots of parts of the brain involved with like walking down the street. Um, but there are certain parts of the brain that are involved in like depression, PTSD, anxiety, those types of mental health issues. And what we see is that when people have those types of mental health issues, there are certain sections of their brain that shrink when it would be better to be bigger. There are neural circuits and pathways that kind of shut down or narrow, and they become less connected instead of more connected. They can develop, lesions and things like that. So the suffering that people go through with mental health conditions is absolutely visible in a real way on their meat bodies if you do a brain scan. The interesting thing is that we have sort of a built-in protective mechanism. And as controversial as it is, like this is just the science, the protective mechanism against some of those mental health issues is belief in a higher power, belief in something beyond us. And so when you look at people who have a strong belief in something out there, a higher power, something beyond us. It doesn't even matter if that person's higher power is like a jerk, frankly. As long as they have that belief and it's a solid one, for those people, those same parts of the brain are like nice and plump and healthy and super connected and everything is kind of calm. And so to kind of tie this all together, if somebody's having a tarot reading and they're not necessarily like a religious or spiritual person, or if they grew up in a tradition that they feel kind of disconnected from, and they kind of left it at that and stopped asking themselves questions like, is there something beyond us? For people like that, when they have a tarot reading and something comes up that like couldn't be known or that really resonates with them on like that deep soul level, that moment, that shift in perspective can cause a dramatic shift further down the line because now this person has opened a gateway, so to speak, to that protective mechanism that will allow their bodies, their brains to heal themselves. So it's super nifty.
And Adrian, what does like tarot reading, and I know that you're just getting into the tarot reading part, but tarot reading and crystal healing and all of that, how does that all work together? Are there any differences, or is it all this pretty much the same type of thing?
The crystal healing is very different. It's unblocking chakras and okay, this got to go. Um, and of course, it is still spiritual. That's the same, but I can't read the crystals and tell them which direction to go. I can't do that.
Well, I know that I was on I think it was on Sunday or Saturday or Sunday. I was sending Lynn all kinds of pictures. We found this new place that had all kinds of weird different tarot cards and stuff in it. So I'm bombing her on Saturday with all these new tarot cards, and she's kind of like going, "Okay, wackadoo, leave me the hell alone." And I was like, "Oh, all right, I will."
Oh no, that's awesome. I remember from those pictures, I remember she had one like curtain that had some kind of like twine string with the tarot cards making this curtain. I thought it was super cool.
Yeah, she actually had like 3 or 4 of those that were different decks. There were different decks that and a lot of them, Lynn, looked a lot like the decks that you were showing on their show.
Mm-hmm.
And so the first one, when we walked in, it really caught my attention because it looked like one of the decks that you had. And I asked her about her art, and I don't think she really considered it art. I think she just said, well, her exact words were, well, I just had extra decks and I decided to put it on a string. And I'm like, no, this is really cool art because in our room we have something called Ghost 2 that a friend of mine, all she did was make these clay loops and put it over a branch, on with twine. And it is my favorite, one of my favorite pieces of art in this house. It's so simplistic, so neat. And I'm an art lover, so it's really kind of cool. But so uh we have a very special guest with us joining us today that I'm excited to bring her on for a couple reasons. And so I'm going to start by introducing everybody to Christina George. Hello, Christina. And Christina has now joined the Community Pay It Forward family. She is part of a what's called Shrinkles and also CG Excellence. So, Christina, before we get on with your question, or Christine, sorry, not Christina, I my big mouth gets in the way. But before we get started, can you tell us a little bit about Shrinkles and what they are?
Well, thank you, Zach and Lynn and Adrian, for your warm welcome. I am founder and creator of Shrinkle Skincare, and our signature product is the hyaluronic acid serum. Every skin type can benefit from hyaluronic acid serum, and it is applied right after you cleanse your skin, and it deeply penetrates the skin while it dries, and then you can follow with a moisturizer. Our serum has been live for 2 years now and with rave reviews, and I'm so happy to be able to offer something that is affordable to the world so that everybody can get their shrinkles on. And the line is expanding into all kinds of beautiful items, so I encourage you to visit the website shrinkles.com.
Yeah,
And
you got
it's
you got teas, you got it's skincare, it's healthcare, it really covers the whole gamut.
Yes, there's a Shrinkles skincare and Shrinkles wellness. And I invite you to visit the website, and the blogs are educational. You just might learn something.
Well, that's a threat to some of us trying to learn something. So I know that you're going to be sending us a sample, and we're looking forward to that. You also joined right in time to be joining us for the 22-hour podcast, so we're extremely excited about that. By the way, the one thing I did not mention is scanning the QR code right next to Adrian is how you can participate, including by buying a spin on the Wheel of Giving, and you could win some of the Shrinkles or a 1 hour reading with Lynn, all on your own, not live. You get to ask her whatever you want. So, Christine, tell us real quickly about CG Excellence.
Oh, sure. Thank you, Zach. CG Excellence has been my middle name since the year 2000. And I would never was sure what I was going to do with that, but it was customer service training is just in my DNA. So the CG Excellence Training Platform is a 24/7 support for the frontliners in customer service. There are training videos online for free, podcasts where I actually highlight people, frontline people, like people at the dollar store and restaurants that really are passionate about what they do, and they really speak from their heart and what it is to be a servant leader. Along with that, you'll find blogs, weekly blogs that really come, the ideas come straight from meditation. So I know that this is my purpose in life, and that's really what CG Excellence is my purpose shared with the world. To monetize in CG Excellence, the I do offer customized training videos that suit any industry, but they are customized for that specific use case.
My wife spends her days as the front line. She uh, deals with people on the phone all day, and there are times when she absolutely loves her job, but there's times that let's say by 6 o'clock on Thursday she's done loving her job for the week. So she's but
Yep.
so
This is not to interrupt you, Zach, but this is exactly where CG Excellence uh, can be beneficial in all ways. Is that it gives that frontline person the support and the stamina to keep going through the weekend, because it does get rough, especially when you're on your feet and you're person after person after person. You do need to refuel, and that's exactly what CG Excellence does.
well, one of the problems that you guys have a lot of times are when you get to they're called the peaks, and where they have problem holding people in, because that's exactly what it is. You can't walk away from the phones for 10 minutes without people calling and waiting, and you're dealing with government money, so people are already you know up in arms. But we'll definitely I'll have to share your wonderful website with Adrian. She can take a look at that. But
Okay.
Christine, you had a question for Lynn, so why don't you kick us off?
Okay, Lynn, I love your wisdom. I follow you religiously. I love your wisdom and all that you do share. My question this evening is really about, because I am so entrenched in my life purpose, and also with Shrinkles, the ideas that flow. I'm spiritually for Shrinkles and growing the line, the wellness that had been brewing for years, and it finally was launched. But because I am so entrenched, I mean, 24/7, these ideas come to me, and it's on my mind. But I don't take the time to pause and kind of zoom out. And I have to start thinking about, am I moving? Am I, physically moving? Am I moving to a new area? Because that is kind of a something that's pinging me, right? And then I'll push it aside and I'll say, you know what? I'll think about this another day. Right now, I have Shrinkles on my mind. So I'm going to look to you as uh, my wisdom uh, leader here in this, and to zoom out and to kind of look at the CG life and lifestyle and where that might be going.
Okay. Um, Christine, I'm so glad you're here. Before I get into my reading, I am just going to do a quick little shout out about Shrinkles. I use it. I love it. It made a huge difference in my skin, and I am allergic to everything. Absolutely everything. It is laughable. And I remember when I met Christine and she said, "Oh, I have this skin serum," I was immediately like, "Oh, yeah, whatever. That's not going to be." Um, and here we are. And My skin has never looked better, and I can't say enough good things about it. That being said, if you read Christine's blog with CG Excellence, she truly does have an inspired way of writing that makes the rest of us out here say there's no point in blogging whatsoever. It's just her. Just do that for everyone. Um, but yeah, my theory is that Shrinkles sits in your living room and absorbs your positive vibes, and that's why it works so incredibly well. Uh, it's just me. Let's dive into your reading. As you were speaking, I had cards kind of flying out of the deck and presenting themselves, and so I don't have a traditional tarot spread here. Where I normally would have one card representing you, I have three, which tells me, oh boy, you have a lot of things on your plate. So let's dive in. The first one is the Page of Pentacles. Pentacles is work stuff, money, career. So a Page of Pentacles is literally saying, what is the message about my business? And so, the fact that it's coming in this position is saying this is the time to be looking for those messages. So thanks for showing up tonight. Good job. The second one I'm pulling is a reversed justice card. Justice, or this can also represent Libra. And so whenever we talk about Libra energy, we talk about a couple different things. We talk about partnership, we talk about fairness, and we talk about law and order. And so from the I don't want to necessarily say cosmic perspective because it's not that cosmic, but from your perspective, as you're inviting people in to collaborate with, you want to focus on partnership, you want to focus on the fairness, you want to focus on the justice. In other words, if someone wants to work with you, are they giving you everything back that you give them? So there's not this idea of like pouring out from yourself and then getting something back. It's like the scales have to be even from the get go. And Libra energy can be like amusingly, laughingly delusional about fairness. So don't be afraid to get like right into the detail. This dollar for that dollar, this hour for that hour, this plane ticket here for this accommodation here. I mean, really get in there and negotiate the deal for yourself.
Wow.
We have a lot of air energy. It's mostly Aquarius, but when we have a heavy element, it means it boosts that element in all the other signs. So all of this Aquarius energy is boosting that Libra sense of fair partnerships. Finally, we have a reversed moon card. The moon card is like my nemesis in tarot. For me, it always means that there is some piece of information that is not going to be revealed to me or to the person I'm reading for because it'll take them off their path because they'll start thinking about it instead of leaning into their intuition. The fact that this moon card is reversed, it's saying, Christine, there is a piece of information that's missing. You are feeling, the intuitive nudge. And you'll find out later, but no matter how many times you ask, that answer is not going to be given to you because you're meant to just kind of follow your intuition. I'm getting a few nudges on that. My gut is telling me this has to do with that move you were talking about. The physically am I moving? For now, your focus should be on Page of Rods. What can I do? Solid action. So this takes you out of like thinking mode. And even as to this first question of like messages about my business, focus on the tangible actions. If it's, partnerships, focus on scheduling the call. But it's like if you can't make it into a task on your to-do list and check it off, let it ride for now, and it'll come back and figure itself out later. For right now, you are the taskmaster. Remember that you are on the fool's journey. The fool is like, it starts from zero, so it says this is all brand new. Don't expect yourself to have all the answers. At the same time, the reverse Eight of Pentacles says you're done taking on the side gigs. Whatever you have on your plate right now is the stuff that you're going to have. Anything new that isn't already in motion, don't worry about putting in motion right now. Again, it'll come in. Um, Under your fears and concerns, we are pulling a reversed Three of Pentacles. And so I know you're feeling that intuitive nudge about the move, and I feel like this is part of it. This card talks about losing connections, losing relationships, losing community. And this is something that can come in sometimes when somebody is moving. And because it's Pentacles, it has also this idea of, are these business connections? Are these people that are supporting my livelihood? And what happens when I'm not in close proximity to them anymore? I think you're going to be doing a lot more stuff like this, just being online and meeting people that way. I am also pulling a reversed King of Pentacles. What this is saying is, don't let somebody come in and start managing your money. You can consult somebody for sure and get the information, but there's this strong message coming through about you being able to do things yourself. And you also have a reversed Wheel of Fortune card, which is saying, you have a fortune that is coming for you. It hasn't manifested yet. This I feel is directly tied to that question of moving. Like, if and when that happens, it's going to be just put on your plate, like presented on the silver platter. Here it is. All the things are arranged. You just have to step into the yes. So there's no planning on that involved. Finally, there is a product decision that is already in progress. I have a reverse Two of Swords, so it's saying you're deciding something now, and it hasn't quite been decided yet. And it's showing two sets of input. It's like a King of Swords and a King of Cups. They're king positions, so they're saying you have consulted two experts in their field. One is like more cerebral, one is more kind of touchy-feely and warm and fuzzy. And so you've got these two different perspectives, and the reading is suggesting neither one of those focus on you and what you think and what feels right to you. And if it means that you do it yourself or that you just kick those two pieces of advice or input to the curb, it's okay to do that. There is a some type of service aspect that, again, not something that you need to worry about putting on your plate right now, but it's kind of like in the background, this idea of like not letting somebody take over financial stuff and doing it yourself, this like maybe move that's lingering out there. I feel like there is, and then you coming into like a Queen of Cups role, so it's like a nurturing role. I feel like there is some sort of service or education that you would be doing around others who are either looking to um, start businesses or start education. There's this idea of people wanting to start something, and you coming in and providing some type of service, and you being the person who knows how to do all the pieces rather than saying, I have a person for this, I have a person for this. The idea is that like you know a little bit of everything. And so by you taking direct control of the finances of the business, it just gives you more knowledge and skills that you're going to pass on.
Beautiful.
That is what I have coming out. Does it make sense?
Oh my gosh, it really folds into so much of that's in the back of my mind that peeks in, like I told you, it peeks in every once in a while, and I'll push it aside. I'll make myself a note that I have to address that. It's all of those things. I don't know if you know that I'm a Libra, but I am a Libra, and you are absolutely correct. It just It's very difficult to, and I think it's more of an emotional thing when it's the giver of the Libra, and that just flows, and the ideas are like, do this, do this, do this, and it's all about the giving, and that goes hand in hand with the customer service training. It's all free that I have online. The other thing was with the money. I am just about to step in with a financial consultant, so that was very important for me to hear. And I do march to the beat of my own drum, always have, always will. And so that the advice that I do get from people, it really does. I'll take it with a grain of salt and just kind of say, is that for me, yes or no? I'll know right away if that's something that I want to attune to. And there was a third thing that you said, and I can't recall now, but it was towards at the end. What was the
It was
third?
about like consulting two different subject matter experts on something, and then I'm saying,
Yes, so that,
either.
yes. And then the idea of somebody reaching out for help, that's what I have done all my life is startups. That is my expertise. So that's just it's just perfectly said. Perfectly there. Thank you,
Wonderful.
Lynn.
2026, one of the things that keeps coming up in readings, in other people's readings, it's this idea of focusing on ourselves this year. Crystal readings, everything is like, citrine and golden quartz and pyrite and all of the solar plexus stones. With Libra energy, it's the only object, it's the only thing in the zodiac that's not like an animal, right? It's an object, it's scales, right? But Libra is designed to get the input, Libra is designed to, ask for the input and kind of get a vote and get a consensus before it takes action. So, the first impression of Libra energy can be indecisive, but it's because Libra's doing exactly what it's supposed to, which is like taking a poll first and then moving forward.
Exactly. Take a poll. Like it's on the radar. Okay, is it no? Yes, no, yes, and then you become very decisive. Mhm. Thank you, Lynn.
You,
So awesome.
you are very welcome, Christine.
Well, does that help you out a little bit, Christine? Do you feel a little bit clearer about uh, what's going on, or?
Zach, it gave me a chance to pause and to zoom out. So I appreciate this platform. And Lynn, I can't say enough. You're just the best. The best. Thank you so much.
Well, did you have anything else that you wanted to ask her?
It all came out in the cards, Zach. It's amazing how that works.
Well,
When the right person is behind those cards, they speak for themselves.
yeah, yeah. Like I said, we've been doing this a couple weeks now, Lynn, and it does amaze me that nobody walks out of here like questioning. Everybody just walks out of here in awe a little bit. Hey,
I mean, give it time, Zach.
yeah, well, that's fine. But Christine,
Statistics.
yeah, Christine, I've got your Shrinkles website up here right now. But how else do people get a hold of you if they'd like to talk to you?
Gosh, if you go to shrinkles.com, everything is on there. All of the social media platforms and my email addresses. However, if you'd like to become an affiliate, there's an email address for that. If you have any product questions or skincare questions, there's an email for that. So please just reach out to the website. It's all there for you on a silver platter, literally.
Yep. And again, here by hopefully by the end of the week, we're going to have her landing page up and running so you can get all your Shrinkles from right here at Community Pay It Forward and support people who need help while you're getting your Shrinkle on. I love that saying. So, but all right. Well, Christine, thank you so very much for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and put you back in the back room. If you have anything else, just wave us out and we'll bring you back in.
Okay, so grateful. Thank you.
No problem. So tell me, Lynn, how does the process work? How do you draw cards? Okay, because having me being who I am, I couldn't draw a card that was upside down. It would drive me crazy, and I would have to make sure all the cards are straight. I face my own cash. I don't, I've got that habit to where it's got to be faced the right way. So I would have troubles drawing something upside down.
I can appreciate that. When I used to work in college finance at a student loan company, I had a boss that would come over to my desk and they would like just take the pencil and go like this, and take the mug and go like this, and take the notebook and go like this. Just move everything on my desk a little tiny bit and then stand there and watch me and wait for me to go, ah, I can't do it, and put everything back exactly in place. Um, with tarot cards, it's 78 cards is just chaos. That's all I can say. I There are people who don't read reversals. Every time they take a card out, whether it's upside down or right side up, they put it right side up and they say, okay, I'm just reading the card. For me, I feel like that just adds another piece of information. If the card is upside down, it's telling me there's something off about that energy, that it didn't present right side up. Um, so in that way, it's just easier, I think, to do the reversals and then just have the cards come out however they come out. How do I pull the cards? I have a spread that I use. There's a spread called the Celtic Cross that I kind of have altered a little bit. Took out a card, I put in a couple extra cards, and I use that as a loose framework. That's easy if I'm doing like, an event where I'm going to read a lot of people at one time. It's easy to have a spread so that I can just kind of get my brain to stay in that mode. um, but like what happened with Christine just now, I was just shuffling the cards and all of a sudden the cards go bloop, and a couple fall out, and I have that like little intuitive nudge, and I feel it a lot in my solar plexus. Just that little intuitive nudge that said these are her cards. And if I can quiet my brain, I will also get a message about where those cards go. These two go together. These go here. These go here. And so sometimes they'll clump up in like an area where I would have a spread. So I have a sense of what those cards are about. Sometimes it's just a completely random assortment. And as I'm getting to the card, I'm getting the information. It's a mixed bag on my end. I believe in structure. I believe in learning these types of things with a structure, but I think, you know, the more we can kind of break out of those structures once we've mastered them, I think it just allows for a broader experience.
Okay, so is there ever an instance where a card just falls out, there's no message to it?
Sometimes, yeah.
And how do you distinguish between that, between the card is actually saying something to you?
It just won't feel like anything. Reading tarot is the closest thing I can compare it to. It's almost like those ink blot tests where somebody holds up something and you say like, what does this look like? And usually you'll come up with something pretty quick, like, oh, it's a butterfly, it's a turtle, whatever. If you're just looking at that blob and it doesn't look like anything, that's its own kind of energy where, you would expect there to be a flow and instead there's just a so yeah, or like last night I was supposed to be doing a tarot reading, and I went to my deck and I kind of said, or my decks, and I said, okay, who's coming out? And normally I'll get like an intuitive sense, use this deck, use this deck. And last night there was no intuitive sense, and I said, oh, that's a little strange. And then I ended up going into this meeting, and it turned out to be not a tarot reading at all, and so I didn't need a deck. So those are the moments that are like scary, but you have to trust.
Okay. Okay. Do you have anything?
I think I think a good thing to do would be to read for the world. Let's see what direction are we headed?
Woo! Light this deck on fire, Adrian.
Well, that word is a huge possibility at this point.
I mean, not for nothing. We have a lot of planets moving into Saturn, or I'm sorry, into Aries. Aries is like the warrior sign. So, things like fighting and battles would not be, are consistent with this year's energy. I will say that much. Okay. All right. Reading for the world. So, yeah, this makes sense. So, the first card that I'm pulling is the Four of Pentacles. This talks about financial risks. This is a reflection of, countries around the world saying, oh my gosh, America's kind of changing its tune. And that's causing some disruption in our, trade, in our stock markets, in our, income streams and things like that. And there is also a reversed Seven of Swords. And so, with this idea of where do we take the financial risks and where are the places that are most safe? There is also this sense of don't let anyone take what's mine. And it's, it can be intellectual property, it can be physical property, but there is this general sense of like a contraction and people saying, okay, how do I protect what's mine? How do I conserve what's mine? And a reversed Six of Swords, meaning it is difficult for people right now to adopt new ideas. They're still kind of rooted in their current belief systems. Um, there's not much forward movement in terms of people moving to new ideas and new belief systems. That being said, there's going to be a lot of people working on emotional things, traumas. The Eight of Cups talks about emotionally heavy issues that we need to abandon, that we need to let go of, that we need to just kind of move on from. And where we should be putting our attention, the Ace of Cups, this says to us, focus on your dream, focus on your holy grail, focus on the thing that would fill your cup the most. What do you want your life to look like? So, in spite of sort of the turmoil and some of the volatility, the focus is still saying, hey, everyone gets to live their life in the meantime, and it can be a nice one if that's what you're focused on. We have a reversed Page of Swords. This is a caution against telling people what to think. Under fears and concerns, we have a Two of Cups. These are our close friendships. These are close friendships that may have been threatened or put on hold or put on pause or flat out interrupted based on conflicting belief systems and things like that. This card being upright shows that there are still opportunities for those relationships and friendships to kind of become reunited and reactivated. So there's this sense that people who appear to be lost aren't entirely lost. Six of Rods comes up. Six of Rods is typically a visiting home card. And so this card speaks to reunification, people going back to their families, visiting their friends, visiting their relatives, visiting people they haven't seen for a while. There's motion behind this. And it's the Six of Rods harkens back to a time in the past. And so this isn't people like going on trips with their new friends, it's people reconnecting with their old friends. We're pulling the Death card. The world is in a state of transition. Yes, there is death involved, but it's not only, the death of people and of structures. it's the death of, idea systems and value systems. And so once we see the death card, we know that there's a major transition. We know that some of the things that we're seeing, break down and become no more, that those are intended to be swept away to make space for the new thing. Um, let's see. There is a two of rods. This speaks to building systems, and it's saying that um, we can really only look this far ahead. We can only look afar, to see the next step or the next step after that. But this card is kind of cautioning against looking out like 10, 15 years and saying this is when it's going to be. This card is more saying, look 2 or 3 years ahead, look like 6 years ahead, but gradually, because a lot of systems are being rebuilt. And I would say, generally speaking, we have this clump here. It is the Empress. It is a reversed Queen of Pentacles. It is a upright Queen of Cups and a King of Swords. And what that clump is saying is lean into things like intuition, lean into things like, following your feelings and so forth, lean into the warmer and fuzzier parts of life, and have a this King of Swords is coming in, and it's saying that like intellect is going to be strengthened. People aren't going to necessarily change their minds about what they believe, but they're going to become better masters of those belief systems. Do 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 do. That's really all I have. It's not like a super it's not a super specific reading. It's really just kind of saying, keep our chins up, keep focusing on the positive, keep focusing on what we want our lives to be. Don't be afraid to like reunite with people and, go visit old friends and family. The relationships are the things that are important, and everybody's going to be healing something, you know, icky and festering. There are a lot of people who are going to be getting rid of stuff this year and maybe like going into therapy for the first time. So,
That is not such a bad idea.
it's really not. And what better segue into like the Healthy Heroes segment that we're going to be having um,
Yeah.
in just a month from now. But this is the year that people are going to need it. Absolutely.
I'm very lucky. Our job offers free therapy.
That's huge. That is absolutely huge.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. The two things that I really found encouraging about that one was the coming together again. Families coming together again. That's something that I've said it from the beginning. I have men that I could not see any further apart when it comes to politics, but we never let that affect who we were. It
Yeah.
was still, we always hugged each other at the end of the night, told each other that I love you, you're a wackadoo, but I love you, and we were able to walk on, and we never walked away angry. And you're seeing a lot of families who have been torn apart by a lot everything that's going on. So it is nice to know that maybe we're going to be getting back into the time where people are going to look at their ace of cups there, and they're going to start remembering what's important. And yes, what's going on in the world is important, but you can't live by fear. You can't live by fear. You've got to plan, your future, because nobody else is going to plan your future for you. So, but I really that was encouraging for me.
I,
So
I think it's in line. We are technically in the age of Aquarius, and right now we have at this moment we have the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, and Pluto all in the sign of Aquarius. That's a lot of Aquarius energy. My astrologer friend pointed out that every time we get a big rush of Aquarius energy, like multiple planets, we also get a bunch of snow. So here we are headed into the
Um,
snowstorm over the weekend.
and now I'm going to have that damn song stuck in my head all night.
Woo!
Um,
Yeah.
so uh, Joanne, would like to know, when is my future partner coming to me?
Ooh.
Thank you for joining us, Joanne.
Thank you for joining us, Joanne. Let's see.
He can't get to me. That's why he's acting like that.
No, don't work, but
Okay. So here is what I'm pulling from this reading. The first thing that jumps out is not this coming February, next February. And we're pulling a reversed page of pentacles, which implies that the place you would be meeting this person would be like a work related something, like maybe a conference or a, work party. But there's this idea that the meeting and the event itself is focused on something totally different and like business like. And you find yourself in this situation meeting this person, like the sparks are flying, but you kind of have to manage it a little bit subtly because there is this work thing going on in the background. Um, we are again pulling a seven of swords, and so this says that a concern coming into a relationship would be, does this person take over all of me, my stuff, my thoughts, my ideas, where I go, what I do? And this is reversed, and so it's saying to move into a relationship you don't have to worry about being kind of smothered or taken over by someone. That being said, there are some things that are coming up about the person and about the potential relationship to keep in mind. Um, you are pulling a reversed Nine of Cups. This can refer to somebody who has chosen some form of sobriety as their life thing. So they don't drink, they don't do drugs, they don't, there's some group of things that they choose not to do. And so, that doesn't necessarily have to impact your personal habits, but it does impact like where you go and what you do for entertainment. So that's a thing to think about. Um, it is also showing me in their past, you have a reverse two of rods. It is possible that this person has two children grown, not something that needs to be managed personally by you, but this person would be coming in with another family to consider. And it also shows me that when you would be meeting this person, this reversed Four of Swords shows that there's not going to be a lot of time involved at first for you to connect. So remember, we said that this person might be coming in at like some sort of work or career related thing. It may be like, you go to a conference, you come back and you're like, oh my gosh, I spent a week at a conference and now I have 700 emails and meetings backed up for the next like 3 weeks. So it may be that like once you start communicating, there's just kind of a time lag before you can really get properly introduced to each other. This Three of Rods shows that this person would be interested in a serious relationship. So this is not like a fling person. This is someone who's looking for a commitment. It says reversed Nine of Rods. You should not have to worry so much about this. This is something that will kind of fall into your lap. This person also has a calming effect. Nine of Swords talks about like anxiety and thinking and worrying. They have sort of a calming effect. Um, you are pulling a Two of Cups, which says this person will start off by being a good friend. So rather than like the very passionate, we're going to dive into the more physically intimate side of the relationship, this is somebody who you would really connect with as a person, and the physical thing kind of almost comes as a second thought. The final piece that I am pulling about this relationship, we are pulling the Devil card. Um, the Devil card, it represents Capricorn. Capricorn energy says, get your stuff together. And so to come up in a reading about a relationship, what this says is once this person becomes a part of your life, this is the kind of person that forces you to tie up any sort of loose ends that you have dangling. So, like, if you have lousy eating habits, this person is going to make you eat healthy. If you have lousy money habits, this person is going to make you keep track. If you, any sort of way in which you are like your own undoing or you're getting in your own way, this person is like a force that comes in and says, okay, that was your past life. This is what we're doing now. Um, so that is what I'm getting about this relationship. And like I said, um, not this February, next February is what's coming through at some sort of work related event.
Wow. I like the comment that she said that she'll be 65 by then.
Hmm.
And that's probably a good thing if the guy or the gal is going to be coming in and have adult children instead of little children. I mean, let's just say that. So, and then the whole devil card being Capricorn, I like that.
I
Guess
bet
who's a
you do.
Capricorn? So, if
Joanne, I'm a Leo also.
yeah. So,
Have a wonderful year.
but uh, we are being joined by another great friend of ours, Frank. How
Hello.
are you doing, Frank? It's gonna you take him a second to get unmuted here. But yeah, I liked that reading. We can't hear you yet, Frank. You're still muted.
The
So
cards know he's here.
what's that?
I said the cards know he's here.
Yeah, do they? Do they or
Yes, they do.
so potato think about. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, but potato think about it. Sounds fun.
It's our new mascot. We have
There
a
you go. There you go. So, all right, Frank. Yeah, we're still not hearing you, buddy. But stupid fingers. There you go. You know what, Joanne? I tell people all the time that I've got sausage finger syndrome. I a lot to think about. Okay, that's much better. Yeah, but I tell people I try to type with my kielbasa fingers.
Oh my god.
So, but well, Frank has left us. So, but I do you have anything else? I'm going to pull up Christine again. Christine, do you have anything that you wanted to say? Oh, here's Frank again. All right, we're gonna. So, Frank, you're still muted, unfortunately, but I don't. It'd be nice. It might not work out for Frank this time, but yeah, Christine, did you have anything else that you'd like to say? You're on mute.
There you go.
We got Frank. We've got you, Frank.
Frank.
So, hey, buddy,
I'm
how
on
you
my
doing?
phone though. I'd like to do this on my laptop, but I couldn't. It just doesn't work. This Evu, whatever thing is you use.
Yeah, yeah. My emu mux, EV mutes. Yeah, it's got a lot of bugs, but it works. It works really nice for what we do. So, Frank, how you
Yes,
doing, buddy?
I'm doing okay. I'm here. I made it, and I just caught the last end of the thing about Capricorn, and I'm okay with that. So that's all good.
Yeah, yeah. I know that. Yeah, yours is right here. Your birthday was just recently as well.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but
12/28.
yeah. So, Frank, did you have a question for Lynn?
No, no, no. I just came to listen. Honestly. I just
Oh,
came to listen. I was trying to get here at 8, and I got in around 8:30, and then it's still, and now it's 9 o'clock.
yeah.
And I
Well,
tried to get in for like 15 for the past half hour.
well. Let me ask you, Lynn. Do your cards say anything about Frank that we need to know?
They did. They started jumping out when Frank came in. So here are just a few things that have come up, Frank. We're gonna all have a good laugh because we pulled the devil again. Reverse. I couldn't tell if this was like Frank moving and coming back in and going back out. But that is the Capricorn energy. Is the force is strong. Um,
That's us, buddy.
Ace of Swords and Reversed Hermit. It's saying, Frank, if you're looking for new ideas, get physically out of your house. Um, that's not great with the snowstorm we have coming up, but that is what it said.
It's funny you said that. I have to go. I was supposed to go on Sunday, but we're going Saturday. My daughter has to have an operation, so we're going to watch my grandson. They live upstate.
Mm,
So we're going to drive up on Saturday. She's going to drive down because she's going into Mount Sinai on Monday morning. So we
mm.
will be out of the house for like 3 or 4 days.
Wow, wow, and
Yeah,
yeah, and I think the snow is supposed to continue like into Monday morning. So
yeah. Well,
yeah,
this is an experience for us because my grandson's 16, but he's autistic, and we've been with him a lot, but not for 4 days.
yeah,
So,
we can find out.
Well,
so I'm
best of
bringing
luck
all
to your
my
daughter.
valises of patience with me. Yeah, 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 yeah. So it's good though. I'm really excited and happy to do it.
Let's see. You have a reversed page of rods connected to the wheel of fortune. And so this is saying, Frank, you have done what needs to be done in terms of starting projects. You don't need to start anything else. Let fate take over and
That
move the
works.
out.
That works for me. I told you. Yeah, yeah.
I bet it does. I hope it does. You're pulling a three of pentacles, and this is just kind of an acknowledgement that you're starting a new career related thing. This is just saying it's still moving forward the way it should be. So that is still on your plate for 2026. You have some interesting things showing up here. You are pulling a all right, so there's somebody in your family, and they are represented by a Seven of Swords and a reversed Four of Cups. The Seven of Swords talks about someone, I mean, like every family has a family member like this who is just kind of very focused on themselves. They might be like a little bit narcissistic. There's just this self focus, and whatever is available for the taking, they take. Um, and then the reversed Four of Cups talks about either some sort of mental health issue or substance issue that they are continually working on. That's kind of in the background, and it's a factor when you deal with this person. Um, it's showing that they are going to be very prominent in the next 3 months. So we're January, February, March, April. So I would say through to the end of April, there is a reversed high priestess, which means for you, intuition might be a little tough to get in touch with. As it relates to this person, it might just be tough to kind of get that gut feeling of like how you should be behaving toward them, what to give them, what not to give them. They have sort of a disruptive effect in that way. Um, this is the interesting thing that's coming up, Frank, and I don't know what this is for you exactly, but I'm pulling the Knight of Rods, which typically comes up when I am speaking to someone who is making a physical move out of their apartment, out of their house, out of the place they're used to being. And then you're pulling the Chariot, which talks about a major life change, like a pivotal moment. These are those moments that we move into, and like we open one door and the other doors close, and we look back and we say that's the moment that changed. And then you're pulling the Strength card. And so it's saying that whatever this is, also involves some sort of challenge, which you are up to because we're pulling an upright strength card. But there is something brewing here that looks to be connected to a move, a physical, take your possessions and move somewhere that could be pretty life altering for you. And not necessarily in a bad way, but just in a, that chapter of my life is closed and this one is now open way.
Wow. Interesting.
It is interesting.
Honestly, it is.
Yeah.
Could that potentially have something to do with this movie's making for the next 4 days?
It could. It could. It's part of it. It's not the whole thing. It's part of it, though.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
So
well,
we did a little preview.
so
What's
there
that
for a little
phrase?
bit, I
More will
was.
be revealed.
Yeah, exactly. You know where to find me, Frank. If
I
this
do.
intuition gets a little hairy over the next 3 months, come find me.
All right. Okay.
There for a little bit, you were talking to, you were talking about the narcissist, and I'm like going, did she accidentally draw some of my cards? I was wondering about that, but so
Well, I will say this: it is not uncommon when we're doing tarot readings for people who have similar situations to end up at the same tarot reader. I think it's why you do parties and you keep pulling. I mean, like, the devil card came out like 2 out of 2 readings. I think there's something to that, and I think that also has to do with like the astrology cycles that are happening, where it's not just one toxic person that is being dealt with. It's like the whole slew of toxic people that are being dealt with. And last year for the collective was a 9 year. Last year was about like, you know, dotting the I's and crossing the T's and tying up all the loose ends. And so now we're in this 1 year of new beginnings. And so as that relates to things like, a toxic character, a toxic job or boss, anything that we kind of held on to through the end of 2025, saying, okay, I'm just going to hold on to it until it disappears. 2026 is like it's disappeared now because it's making way for the new normal. So if you've got toxic people like that, this is actually a pretty good time to establish a new normal and a new beginning.
well, Joanne, I want to say thank you for joining us, and make sure that you join us again next month on the 19th. And we've got a special announcement. On the 22nd of February, during the 22-hour podcast, Lynn will be giving an hour of readings. So that's going to happen at 10 p.m. East. So it's going to be right after Things Network takes over for a couple hours, and they take the show and let me walk around and make sure I'm not developing a blood clot after being here for, at that point in time, 18 straight hours. So, it's a good thing to have them come on for a couple hours and let me get up and walk around and maybe go eat something. Being a fat guy, I like to eat something. So, Joanne, thank you very much. Please join us again next month on the 18th, and you can get some more of your questions read. But as far as Frank and Christine, thank you both for joining us very much. I'm glad that Frank, you got in, and
Yeah.
I'm glad that I do honestly, my friend. I wish your daughter the absolute best
Yeah.
on this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You and your bride. I hope that everything with your grandson goes well. I know it's a new challenge for you, but it's a challenge that, you know what, you've got this. I
Thank you.
have
Yeah, I
complete
do.
faith
I
in
know.
you. So,
Thank you. Thank you.
but Frank, how do people get a hold of you if they're looking for some coaching?
Uh, excuse me. Excuse me. Uh, I have a website, frankmonteforti.com. My email is frankmonteforti@gmail.com. I'm on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. So I'm easy to access. Just put my name in and it'll come up.
Yep.
And it's FJM Life Coaching.
And we will go on ahead and we will attach Frank and Christine's information to the description of the show when it gets added to the playlist tomorrow. So, but Christine, Frank, thank you both very much for joining us. And we will talk to you next month, hopefully.
Yes, yes.
Thank you
I'll
so
see
much.
you guys. I'll see you guys
See
in a
you
week.
later.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Adrian, Zach, Frank.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, well, Lynn, I think this was very successful. We got a write in, which was nice, and second month in a row, and I think you made Joanne a little happy. Talking about the potential going on there. It makes me happy because it was somebody else who had trouble typing stuff on a phone. Anytime I hear that, it makes me happy because there's times I feel like I'm the only one that happens to, send out something weird like potato think about or whatever the hell it was. But so, uh, Christine, give us something for people to think about until next month. I'm sorry, Christine. I meant Lynn. I'm sorry. Yeah, there you go. So Lynn,
I
give us
got
something
nothing,
to think
so
about. Christine, give us
Okay.
something to think
All
about
right.
until next month.
Okay. Well, there's no way out, Frank. There is no way out. Like you're
There
here.
you go, Frank. I'll get you. Thank you. So yeah, but Christine, give us something to think about until next month, and then Lynn, I'll ask you the same question.
All right. This is straight from Spirit, and it's my blog coming up this weekend. And it is about creativity and how important it is to tap into your imagination because that is this very special gift that we all have and have the ability to tap into at any time if you just quiet your mind and breathe. You can get there, and it's amazing how your mind can inspire itself, for lack of words, and let your mind take you where it needs to go. You are a spirit living in a human body, so let that spirit guide you on this path, on this journey. You have this life to live. You are here for a purpose. You are here for the world. You are here to inspire and light up the world. We are all light. We are fragments of light. And
Yep.
so tap into that imagination and see where it goes.
Oh,
That's
thank you for that. Again, I am sorry. I did not mean to call on you again. That was completely by accident, but thank you for participating one more time.
my
So,
pleasure.
thank you, Christine. All right, now, Lynn,
Ooh,
give us something to think about until next month,
she speaks so eloquently. She's a tough
right?
act to follow. Um, but I will piggyback on the importance of being creative and your using your imagination. We said this year is all about focusing on the self, and so leaning into what makes you feel good, what makes you feel light, what makes you feel happy. Um, Even if it is just taking a couple minutes and daydreaming about, like, whatever it is, winning the lottery, being in the fashion show, like whatever it is. um Imagination's a tool, it's a resource that we have, it's something that can help us. And part of this, community pay it forward, it's a community, it's connected. We are all connected to each other, even if we don't realize it at all times. And so all that means is when you are in a better mental, emotional state because you took a couple minutes to daydream, or you drew a picture, or you took a walk around the block, or whatever it is, when you're at a higher vibration, everyone else around you gets a better version of you. And that's the version of you that anchors in their mind. That's the version that's creating memories. That's the version they look back on. So think of it as, every time you're doing something good for yourself, you then become a better gift for other people. So if you struggle with, oh, I don't deserve it, forget about whether or not you deserve it. Do the people around you deserve to have a better version of you?
Yeah, I love it. I would go so far as to say that, you know what, reading on what you read earlier, you know what, if you had a relationship that's a little strained right now, we got this wonderful platform called computers. Zoom is one that everyone has access to. Reach out to that person. Just say, hey, we need to reconnect. We don't, let's stay away from the one thing that we've got the problem with. How are the kids doing? How's the wife? How's the family? How's work? How's it going? Make a connection some way. Let's bring people back together,
Yeah.
because this is not a, we're not in a world where people can do it alone. We're just not. Okay. There are people who I read all these, could you be a loner for, all these millions of dollars and stuff? No, you couldn't. And don't fool yourself into thinking that you could. Okay. You need other people. We just need other people to help us at some point in time. You're going to get old. You're going to, the last thing in the world you want to do is be alone. So, but let's reconnect with people. Lynn, I want to thank you so much for joining us for this Lynnsday, and I'm going to put you to double work next month, which we're really excited about. We're going to have you on the 19th, and then we're going to have you a couple days later. Actually, on the 18th, not the 19th. Yeah, it's on the 18th. Then a couple days later, we're going to have you on the 22nd. And I want to thank you for being a sponsor of the Mission for Healthy Heroes. And we're really looking forward to having this be the best one yet. So, but how do people get a hold of you, Lynn?
I am decently easy to find. Footnotestarot.com is my website. You can visit me on the community pay it forward page. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. Those are the main ones. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, and if you are having any trouble getting a hold of her, just reach out to me and I will connect you. So,
Zach will
but
find me.
yeah, I will find. Oh, she may not want me to, and I'll find her because I'm persistent, not a stalker. I'm persistent.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the way we're going to keep it.
Yeah.
So, all right, Lynn, thank you so very much for joining us, and I appreciate it. And we will see you next month on the 18th.
Thank you so much, Zach. It's been a pleasure. Bye bye, everybody.
So, and then I'm going to close this up by giving everybody a little bit of good news. We just received some good news about 2 hours before this show started. And we are asking people to join us as watch options. What does that mean? That means we're asking people to allow us to go on to their YouTube channel and take it over on the 22nd. To do that, we're asking for $100 donation, and then we will show the 22 hours on your YouTube channel. John, Papa John, Santa Papa John has stepped up, and we are going to broadcast all 22 hours of Mission for Healthy Heroes on Santa Papa John's YouTube channel. We're going to be able to reach out to so many more people because of that alone. So I want to thank Papa John publicly. I know that Santa's going to take part in the program. I know he's going to have a huge part in the program. He's going to be doing some wonderful stuff and helping us out. But I want to thank Santa from the bottom of my heart for allowing us to share our show, our program on his YouTube channel. So all of the channels will be released in the next couple weeks. So be looking for those. I am building the web page. right now to where it's going to be listed to where all you're going to have to do is go to the website and you're going to be able to find out where we are at that time. You're going to be able to click the links and go to the easiest spot for you. Okay. We, due to limitations on this crazy social media thing, we have to bounce around a little bit, except for on YouTube and on Kick. Kick will allow us to broadcast all 22 hours. So if you have not found us on Kick, please go to our Kick channel and you can watch us all 22 hours right there as we put together our mission for healthy heroes. So I want to thank everyone who came on here. I want to thank Joanne, who joined us online. I want to thank my beautiful bride, Adrian. I want to thank Christine, and I want to thank Lynn, all very, very much for joining us today on Lynnsday. Lynnsday is now over for January, but you know what? It doesn't have to be over for you, because all you have to do is reach out to Lynn right here. Go on to her page, say, you know what, I found you through Community Pay It Forward. I would like a reading. And when you do that, when you call her, when you get a reading, if you tell her I found you through Community Pay It Forward, we're going to ask you one simple question. Here's all the people who have asked for our help. Choose one. Because Lynn's going to give us a little bit of money for you going to see her, and we're going to give 75% of that money to them. So it's a great way for you to help someone in need. I do thank you all very much for joining us. I really hope that you join us coming up for the next couple weeks and leading up to, 1 month from tomorrow for Mission for Healthy Heroes. Hello, my name is Zach Clayton. Mission for Healthy Heroes is more than just a broadcast. It's a commitment to the people who put their well-being aside so the rest of us can live a safer, healthier life. On Sunday, February 22nd, we're hosting a 22-hour event filled with stories, resources, and conversations that truly matter. And I'm asking you for something simple but meaningful. Just 22 minutes. 22 minutes to watch. 22 minutes to participate. 22 minutes to show our heroes they're not alone. Scan the QR code for details, mark your calendar for February 22nd, and join us in lifting up people who always lift us.
For 22 hours, we show up, not for fame, not for applause, but for the ones who wake up every day and put everyone else first.
This is our 4th year. 22 continuous hours of real conversations, real stories, real hope. Voices that refuse to be silent. Hearts that refuse to quit.
Some are exhausted, some are hurting, some are carrying the weight of the world quietly, while still showing up for others. This podcast is for them.
On Sunday, February 22nd, starting at 4 a.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. Pacific, we go live for 22 straight hours to raise funds, raise awareness, and remind people they are not alone. If you've ever felt unseen, if you've ever given more than you had, if you believe compassion still matters.
This is your moment to stand with us. Listen, share, support. Because when we come together, hope gets louder, strength multiplies. Real heroes don't wear capes. They just keep showing up, tired, unseen, and still giving.
Join us live. Sunday, February 22nd, 4 a.m. East, 1 a.m. Pacific. Show up for those who never stop showing up for others.
Because no one needs to go it alone. When we all
come together.
Once again, if you scan the QR code, you're going to be able to participate in the way that you are the most comfortable. Okay. Come on and speak. Tell your story. Your story, where it may not seem significant to you, there's something in your story that when you say it, someone's going to hear a key word in it. And it's going to strike with them. It's going to mean something to them that maybe that's not where you were going at all. I mean, maybe you were heading off in this other direction and not even close. But the way that you said it makes an impact on them. See, this is what we need to remember with Mission for Healthy Heroes. Our mission is to talk. Open our mouths and say impactful things. Talk about stories. Talk about what we've been through. Not to tell. We're not telling anybody anything. That's not our mission. We're letting people know this is what happened to me. Okay? I was in an accident. I have a head injury. This is what I do. And this is the results of it. Is this going to be the same for you? I don't know. But have you ever considered doing this? Because this is an option that was given to me. Maybe those are options that were never given to that person. And now they can go and they can contemplate something other than what they're doing that's not working for them. The mission is to never shut up. This is like when you're in a grocery store and the person in front of you rings up a gallon of milk and you think to yourself, damn, I forgot the milk. I've got to run to the back of the store because that's where they always keep the milk. But I got to run back there and I got to get milk because that's what I came to the store for. I didn't come here for the candy bars, but boy, I got the candy bars and I don't have any milk to drink it with. Things go on around us that make us remember things. Things go on around us that clicks something in our heads and makes us remember important aspects. Or just clicks thought. It could be something that you hear every day of your life. Yet when this person says it, you hear what you needed to hear to make an educated decision. Think of what we always do. We hear somebody say something and we're like going, well, what did that jerk mean there? And then you talk to them later and they're like, that's not what I was trying to say at all. This is what I was trying to say. Okay, but we're trying to do that in an opposite way. We're trying to make sure that we're coming at things, we're giving people the best information. We're allowing people to understand options that are out there. Because what works for me is not going to work for everyone. What works for you is not going to work for everyone. But what works for you is never going to help anyone if they don't know about it. So let's make sure that we come together. Let's make sure we talk about it. And let's make sure that we get this out and get this going. All this money is going to go to get the Come Together Compass built. What is the Come Together Compass? The Come Together Compass is the most important website that is up and coming. Flat. I have no problem saying that. I have no doubt about it. It's going to be the most important website ever built. Website, app. It's going to be a website where if people are looking for rental assistance, if they're looking for food boxes, if they're looking for, hey, I just got out of an abusive relationship, can somebody help me put together a normal apartment so my kids don't feel that strange. Communities can come together and say, I got a couch, I've got a fridge, I've got a TV. People aren't going to sell things on there. There's no selling allowed. It's going to be geographic located, so you don't have to worry about people. I mean, yeah, there's going to be a little bit of distance in there. Northern Colorado is going to be northern Colorado. It's not going to be all of Colorado, but it's going to give you a chance to connect with people who need what you've got. It's also going to be a place where all of you life coaches, all of you counselors that are out there, veteran counselors, people who offer free initial visits, not visits to fill out paperwork, actual visits for them to come in and sit down and talk to you, or talk to you over a phone, or be there to help us make sure that someone is getting the work that they need. This is going to give you a place to say, we're here for you. That way, when people open this website, they know that that first name that they're going to call is going to be someone who's going to answer for them. It's not going to be like when you go onto Google and you're going to hit that first name and it's going to say, are you going to download our app first, or are you going to do? No, it's not going to do that. They're going to say, I need help. I'm having a struggle. My family is hungry. And this app is going to, this program is going to help you find food boxes in your area. It's going to alert people in your area that we're looking for, somebody to put together a grocery bag full of food for your family. It's going to offer you a chance to maybe start journaling if you're going through difficult times and you just need a little something from deep down to make sure that you don't go overboard, because we can't lose anyone else. Life is tough right now. We understand this. We know this. Life is tough right now. Life sucks for a lot of people right now. There is no doubt about it. There is no way to doubt this. There's no way to get around it. But life shouldn't suck enough for someone to have no hope, because we should be able to all get together, come together, and make a difference for people out there. The Come Together Compass is hopefully going to be the way that we're going to be able to connect and make people's lives much better. So I ask you, please get involved. Scan the QR code. Donate goods and services that can go onto the Wheel of Giving. Donate the $5 minimum bid, suggested $5 minimum bid. Buy your tickets for the Wheel of Giving. Sponsor the program. You sponsor the program, certain packages you get on the shirt, you get on the flyer, you get on the bottom screen, you get on wherever. There's a place for you. There's a place for your family. There's a place for everyone. You want to participate? You want to tell your story? We're here for you. No judgment. Only people to listen, because your story matters. And your story can help us be successful in the mission for Healthy Heroes. Please love somebody out there, because somebody out here loves you. My name is Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the PAC channels. I want to thank you so very much for joining us today. Lynnsday was wonderful. As always, Lynn Cebulski, wonderful, 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 wonderful giving partner. Again, if you visit Lynn's page, hire her. See, I'd like to get a reading. I heard about you from Community Pay It Forward. We saw you on the PAC channel. We enjoyed that. We'd like you to do a virtual party for us because we're not in Brooklyn. We're in Brooklyn. Lynn, you want to come over to our house and do a party? Hire Lynn. Tell her. Saw you on Community Pay It Forward. We're going to ask you one more question. These are the people who have asked for our help. Who do you want to support? And those people are going to receive a portion of what you paid Lynn. Thank you to Christine George. Thank you to Frank Monteforte. And thank you to Joanne Stewart. I also want to thank Adrian for being here with me, being here for me. And I want to thank you for being a part of this. Please remember to help someone out there, because if you're not helping someone, you're hurting everyone. No one, and I mean no one, needs to go alone when we all come together. We'll see you next week right here on Community Impact.
Say, bring me home, out alone, to show me the way. You wanna hold the heart of Sunset Boulevard. Bring me here, 'cause it's not quite clear to be a part of Sunset Boulevard.